What's good, guys? It's your boy Divij with Swanee. Welcome back to the Divij's Den. This is the 99th episode. We got Christian Yee co-host. Let's get into it.
No way, dude. We had to be at we have to be at the 100 pod. That's all right, bro. I don't even determine our success based on our viewers. I determine just as personals. I think we've grown a lot, so that's how I feel.
That's all that matters. The numbers. I mean, the numbers are cool. Like it's fine, but what matters more is, you know, every time we come in here, I feel like our conversations get more mature. I look at you. We just talked about it. Like you're stepping up in so many different ways, and you're progressing. I feel like I'm progressing.
And we get to talk about it on this pod.
Yeah, we get to share it.
And I think it's like cool to see like the people that have been with us. They get to see the progression from when Christian's falling asleep on the chair to now, and also yourself too.
Yeah, it's funny. I went to Arizona for George Janko's cigar lounge opening. And there were so many people that came up to me, and obviously they were mostly interested in working with George, obviously. But there was a few people that were like you're from Divij's Den, like they asked about you, like I shit you not. Wow. So like, my thing is as long as we're touching one or two people, making an impact to some degree, bro. Like for me, that's fulfilling enough. Although it would be nice to be making an impact for like fucking everybody. It
would be, but we're still doing it, and we still want to do it.
Yeah.
We haven't burnt ourselves out.
Yeah.
Which is great because I feel like a lot of people don't make it up to 100.
Yeah. People stop after
10.
Yeah.
10, right? You're saying 10 is about the average? The new pods?
No, fuck that. I could see us doing this till we're like 80.
Yeah, I like it. It gives us a platform, and we just talk about the things that we care about, and it's fun. Honestly, I like it.
What's been on your heart lately? Like, what have you been thinking about?
Oh, shit, bro. All right, so I can actually talk about this. So my grandmother actually died on Mother's Day. My mom's mom died on Mother's Day. So I was out of the town, and I was, like, ready to fly back. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I got to be there for my mom and to honor my grandmother. So I was, like, ready to fly back. And I was in Vegas at the time. But my mom was like, and I had a trip planned after for a little bit. But my mom was like, don't worry about it. Like, I was able to push back the funeral to June 3rd. So today is the 4th. So it was actually yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you go?
Yeah. So, and just seeing, just being there and, you know, paying my respects to my grandma and just being there, seeing her there. Her life is over now. And it just made me realize, like, how fragile this life is and how to really just to appreciate our time here, tell the people that you love them, that are around you, and they could be gone. Anyone could be gone in a second.
Any second.
Yeah, and just, like, really appreciate the time that we have. Like, in that moment, I didn't give a fuck about anything. I was just like, damn, like, our time here is so short, so limited. Like, really go fuck what we do here. My grandma can't take anything to the grave, can't take anything to the, like, fuck all the money, fuck everything, just be a good person. And nothing, whatever you do, whatever you accomplish on this earth, it's very short-lived.
Yeah.
And I think being a good person and impacting people, however which way pod, if it's positive, is more important than status or money or whatever, what we think is important, especially living in LA. But it was crazy to see, like, my grandma just laying there, you know.
Oh, it was an open casket?
Open casket. And yeah, man, it just made me appreciate, like, everyone around me.
Yeah.
And just don't take anyone for granted, because once they're gone, it was weird because I'm not an emotional person. And I was close to my grandma, but early when I was little. But I still felt like, damn, I didn't spend enough time with her while she was here. And that made me sad.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're going to take anything away from the story, man, if you appreciate someone, make sure they know about it. Make sure you tell them. You know?
And tell them, honestly, and thank you for sharing. I mean, I'm sorry for your loss, obviously.
Yeah.
But tell them more than you feel like you should. So, like, this is what I do. If I feel like I want to tell my mom I love her, I'll drop everything. Like, if right now, if I want to do it, I would drop this podcast and I would go call her and let her know. Or, like, and I probably tell her, like, 8 times a day, like, I love you. I love you, like, checking in on them. And I think we all have this thing inside of us, which is whether it's God or a spirit or intuition, whatever it is, whatever you think it is, if it tells us something, like if it tells you and you feel it in you, like, hey, oh, I should say this, and then you don't because you have fear and you're living in fear, you're always going to have regret. And I think one thing is that I've learned as I've gotten older is the feeling of regret starts to creep up because as time passes, things are happening and you made decisions and the regret starts to creep in. But if you live in faith and you always act on the faith and just go with it and trust your intuition or trust God, whatever you think it is, you'll never have regret, or at least you'll minimize that. So I just want to say that. I also have a quote here that I think plays perfectly into what you were just talking about. It's by Aubrey Marcus. He says, it's my screensaver. He says, everything is super important until you are sick. Then you realize there was only one thing that was important, your health. But nonetheless, we borrow from the bank of our health, taking loans on stress and sleepless nights to pay for something that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's deep.
And to me, bro, that's everything. Like, life is so fucking fragile.
Yeah.
Like, I could walk out of here and I could get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
And you would never see me. Or same thing could happen to you. I hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
But, like, every encounter needs to be, we should treat it like the last time we are going to see that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So now you're talking about like all the stress and your health that impacts your health and whatever. Are you willing, let's say you have a client that you're working with and yeah, they're paying you and everything, but they're stressing you the fuck out.
Yeah.
And you're almost questioning yourself, is this money worth the stress that this person is putting me through? How do you go about, do you manage the stress and deal with it, or do you just say, fuck it, like, this is not worth my mental health?
Yeah.
I'm asking you, though.
It's a great question. And I've struggled with this for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I deal with pretty demanding people,
right,
as they should be, because it's their careers and they're trusting me to manage it. Mm-hmm. And for the first 4 years of building Division Media, I had, you were there. Like, you witnessed a lot of the stress that I was enduring. Mm-hmm. Like, wasn't really sleeping, or I was on my phone all the time. Mm-hmm. Health became secondary. But as I've gotten more spiritual and I've become more in tune with my inner self and less of what's going on in my brain, I've disconnected from my mind to a degree. So, like, I don't feel like I really feel stress as much anymore.
That's good.
Because I matter. What I've realized is that all that matters is like being, like the fact that we are here and what is right, what's happening, and everything that's external. They're just life situations. Like, there's life, which is you and I, and us being here right now, and then there's our life situation where we live, how much money we make, our clients, our work, everything else. All that shit is just, it's a pleasure to do all that, and so. Yeah, to answer your question, like, if I feel like it's allowing me and affecting my being, I don't care how much money it's gonna make me. I'll fucking X that shit in a heartbeat.
I love that. That's sick. No, I've been enduring a situation like that, and I just, like, I was talking with my partner. I was just like, they were just like, hey, is this worth the stress that this is putting me through? Are you willing to drop this person if it continues? And I was just like, yep.
I love that.
I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not worth it anymore. Like, and I'm trying to definitely conduct myself in, if it's impacting my mental, it's not worth it, and a new opportunity will present itself.
Always.
So, yeah. So it's kind of a cool mindset. I've actually brought me a lot of peace in my life, and calmed me down a lot. I think I reframe my thinking and don't really let things stress me out anymore. It's been much better, man. I'm just calm, more at peace. Nothing like chill. I think everyone around me sees it too. So
yeah,
like my mom was like, "Oh, you're just like, you seem mentally good," and I was like, "Thank you." I think I eliminated a lot of things that were causing me a lot of turmoil in my head. So that's good.
That's all that matters, bro. Like, I feel like inner peace is like all we're looking for, bro. And I think what you're talking about is like detachment. And if we can master detachment from people, things, material items, like, nothing can bother you. Like, if you think about it, people that get into conflict, like road rage or whatever conflict, it's only because they're being truly affected by the thing, and it's because they're not at peace internally. But if you're at peace internally, nothing outside could bother you, even if, I don't know what the example would be like, but nothing should bother you in that scenario. And it sounds like you're getting closer to that, which is,
yeah.
Do you think you've gone through a spiritual enlightenment to a degree?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like religious focus, but I definitely have like let go and just kind of given up myself to like just a higher being, and just being like, hey, I trust that I'm going to try my best, and I'll be good.
Yeah.
And I just kind of let go. And yeah,
Surrender.
for sure. So there is, I think, somewhat of a spiritual awakening, and kind of just like a faith, a trust that like just do what you need to do. You're going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And it's pretty liberating, I'd say. I don't stress out anymore. And I used to like really stress out about money, because I went broke a lot. Like,
yeah.
But now I just stopped checking my bank account, and then I just like checked it the other day, and I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, I was just spending, we traveled a lot, spent money on dinners and everything. And then I was checking, like, I have everything on auto pay now, and I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, I'm good. Like, and
yeah.
So, and that was like really, really just a good feeling, because I used to check like my bank account for when we were going out to dinner or something like that, and I would stress. I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
And like now I just stopped.
Yeah.
And it's just, I do what I need to do, and that whoever it is, higher power takes care, make sure I'm good, take care of me. So
because you have faith.
Yeah.
And
you also have to put in the work too.
For sure.
Yeah. I think it's not just, you can't just, wish on a star and everything's good. But
yeah,
I definitely, it's definitely, a higher power definitely looks over me when I do what I need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like what you're referring to is like detaching from the outcome, but focusing on the effort.
Yeah.
And not worrying about what is going to happen as a result of your effort, because all we can control is what we wake up and we do.
Right.
And if you just do what we can do, and whatever happens is going to happen. Like, just let it flow. I also, something that's been interesting for me is, and I've talked about this book before called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Oh, bro.
Incredible book.
No, so I read, anyway, cut that book.
Yeah. So the book talks about when you achieve true presence, which is detachment from the past and the future, and you're just living here in the now, you start operating at a completely higher frequency. Like, you notice it. I've noticed it today. Like, Solomon could probably vouch. Like, you just see the people around you, start to gravitate towards you. Mm-hmm. Like, the conversations you're having become more real. There's a lot more smiles and laughter, more movement. And I think just if you're able to achieve that level of high frequency in your life, which I feel like I've just recently been able to do after 27 years, like, it's crazy what can happen in a day. And I think whether it's faith in God, it's faith in science, whatever the faith is, if you have it and you stick to that and you stick on God's path or whatever path that is, the doors that open, bro. Like, there's been someone that I've been wanting to meet for 6 months. Mm-hmm. And I've been praying about it, and I'm saying, hey, like, let me just stumble upon this meeting. And it happened today. And Solomon witnessed it. I'm not going to say who it was, but I wasn't going to go to the Mayborn Hotel, but something in my heart was like, go sit there for a second, go to the bathroom, because I wanted to vlog the bathroom at the Mayborn, because it's my favorite bathroom. It's sick. And I come outside the bathroom, and she's right there. And we start talking. And so it's like shit like that, bro. It's God has timing, With this encounter, I could have met her 2 months ago, but I didn't show up to the church that she was at because of X, Y, and Z. But I feel like God, in that moment when it didn't happen, in my mind, I was like, God is delaying this meeting for a reason. Mm-hmm. And today I've been operating at a frequency that's much higher than usual, and I met her. And so I was able to make a good impression, I think.
Yeah.
I'll tell you off camera who it is.
Yeah. There was a moment where you were like really like skinny, and you always looked tired. And I feel like right now you're operating definitely like you look more rested, you look more like present, and you look more like, I guess present. That's it.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is like, what are you doing different?
Yeah, a lot of things. Prioritizing sleep. So I'm getting 8 hours.
I don't want to like fuck you up right here, but I downloaded this sleep app, and it records if you snore, if you talk, if you fart.
Oh, and it records the actual voice.
Yeah, and then records the voice and tells you how long you've been in deep sleep, how long it took you to get to sleep.
That's sick.
And I've actually been putting a lot of emphasis on my sleep as well, and
Yeah.
it helps. It really helps. You should download the app.
I'm going to download. What is it called?
Shit. It's really good. Last night I farted a lot.
And you caught the noise of it? Like
And it cops some noise. Yeah, it's called Shut Eye.
Shut Eye.
Shut
okay.
Eye. So
okay. Go check that out, guys, if you're watching.
Shut Eye. Shut Eye. We need a sponsor, but it tells you. So I went to bed at 12:25. Woke up at 8:30. I got only 41 minutes of deep sleep, which is not that good.
How much are you supposed to get every night?
I don't know, but it's been going down. But the highest I've got is 1 hour and 58 minutes of just deep sleep.
That's great.
I think that's great. But
Yeah.
but I also think it's not accurate because I sleep with my girlfriend, and so it's not just me.
It's catching her
Yeah, it's
vibrations
catching her
too.
if she moves around.
Yeah.
Sometimes she had a cough, so every time she coughs. So I don't think it's completely accurate, but it's I've been monitoring my sleep, and I think it really, you don't put emphasis on your sleep, but if you sleep well, you really are able to operate way better.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever, it's really underrated. You guys, if you feel tired throughout the day, like, don't try to like drink more caffeine, but focus on your sleep. Look into your sleep patterns.
100%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, 7 to 9 hours. I feel like a lot of people need 10. Some people need more.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there's other people that need less, like 5, 6 hours.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is it's not about the amount of time that you sleep. It's more of creating a consistent sleep pattern. So if you're sleeping at 11 o'clock and you're waking up at 6, do that every day. Wake up at the same time. And if there's a day where you sleep at 12, still wake up at 6 because you're automating your body clock.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, to answer your question, sleeping more. I pray before every meal now, which has allowed me to like be more present when I eat. I almost choked to death, which you remember that? Did I tell you about that? So after that, it was like when I'm eating, I'm not doing anything else. Like I'm just locked in and focused on the meal. Intermittent fasting, 16 hours. So I usually will eat at 8 p.m. and then the next day around noon. And I want to talk about fasting. Have you done fasting at all?
No, but I need to. My fat asses.
You look healthy.
No, I mean, no. So I'm healthy, bro. I'm healthy, and it's a 5K. I'm training for 5K, which is not much, but like that's easy.
It's like 3 miles.
Yeah, 3.2. I'm not training for it. I could do it, like no problem right now. It's just I'm just gonna do a 5K soon, but I'm a little hefty right here, but I'm strong and like I feel good. I don't feel like I'm gonna fucking die when I work out.
That's good. I'm glad.
Sometimes anyway.
No, yeah. Dude, meals, like fasting is great. One thing I also learned about fasting, because I've always vouched for like doing the fasting and drinking a lot of coffee to not cause you to be hungry. But what I learned is when you drink coffee on an empty stomach, people may already know this, and maybe I just found out late. But when you drink coffee in an empty stomach, since it's really acidic, it causes the stomach lining to breed the acid, or like the acid goes into your stomach without any like thing that's lining the stomach. And so that's how you develop cancer cells, because they grow in acidic environments. So just a note, if you're drinking coffee when you're fasting, make sure you eat something, at least to like a little bit of food before you drink the coffee.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
For me, when I eat a lot, I notice when I eat a lot, I get really tired. I like you eat and then you want to take a nap. But I've been trying to actually consume a gallon every day.
That's a big bottle, bro.
This is big. Yeah, this is.
You could kill someone with that thing.
This is 128 milliliters, 1 gallon.
Jesus.
And dude, this shit helps you with your appetites like crazy.
And you get a forearm workout and a bicep workout
right?
from holding it.
Yeah. But staying hydrated, man. That keeps your mind clear too.
Hydration.
Yeah.
Electrolytes, putting a little bit of powder in there.
Your skin looks better.
Thank you. Skincare, something I've been doing every night.
Skin looks better. I just like looked over and I was like, huh.
I got a pimple today from the
That's
the
fine.
sun.
That happens, pimple. But the reason I said that was because I know drinking water helps your skin, and then I looked over your face. I was like, oh shit, his complexion looks really good.
Thank you.
So yeah, something's going on over there.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of minor adjustments.
Isn't
What
that
else?
funny? It's the minor adjustments that make the big impact.
For sure.
It's like the consistent minor adjustments. Everyone thinks you need to like fucking change, like make a huge change, but it's not. It's like
No.
it's just like the little things.
Little things.
Drink an extra cup of water every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting time in nature, 10,000 steps, healthy foods, whole foods. I
Getting
realized
some sun.
getting some sunlight with
Yeah.
sunscreen on, because
Yeah.
it's important. But what I learned is, I feel like a lot of these people that we watch on YouTube and stuff, the fitness guys, they talk about like protein bars and, all that stuff to get your additional protein and like protein powders. And I've just learned like over the last couple months how bad those things actually are, bro. Like,
Really?
yeah, like if you look at bear bells or barbells, those protein bars,
Yeah.
taste amazing, but they have like canola oil, kernel oil, sunflower oil, sucralose. Like these are all the things, whether you believe it or not, these are the things that the government or the food companies, the drug companies might be using to do population control, kill us off. You know what I mean? And when you think about what our ancestors ate back in the day before this shit even existed, it was whole foods like fish, chicken, liver, beef, rice, sweet potatoes. I don't know why I was going to say hummus, not hummus. Vegetables, corn, like all fruits. Like those are the things that we need to eat if you want longevity. If you want to fucking die in a couple years or whatever, that's fine. Do you. But like if you want to live for a long time, eating whole foods is important. And to go back to your thing about eating, have you heard of Okinawa, Japan?
Japan, yeah.
I think we talked about this, but I want to bring it up. There's a place in Japan called Okinawa, which is a little island off of the mainland Japan, and it's home to the oldest population. And they practice the ikigai, which is this little Japanese symbol right here. But it's basically like achieving your flow state and achieving longevity. So the people that live there, they live to like 120 years old. And so I was researching and seeing like what are they doing over there that's allowing them to achieve such amazing health. And it's doing what you said. It's not eating till you're full. So they'll eat till their stomach is about like 70% full, and then they'll stop. And then they, eat a lot of sweet potatoes, purple sweet potatoes, gardening. And then every day they do something for a long period of time to achieve their flow state. So for you, it might be, eating or cooking or whatever. For me, it might be like boxing. But doing something to where your mind is so present on the activity that you forget about anything and everything else. And those are just some things that they do out there, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
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 Yep. But yeah, health is everything, bro. That's all we got.
I know. It's. What would you do if you got sick with the disease that afforded you 3 months of life left? What would you do with that 3 months?
That's crazy.
That's a hard question.
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question.
I think the first thing is acceptance. Like, I would take as much time as I needed to accept the fact that I only had 3 months to live. And I would need to be at peace with it, which I think takes practice. So that'd be the first thing, is like accepting it. And then the second thing would just be spending time with family, traveling, doing the things that I've always wanted to, and helping as many people as I could in the short amount of time that I had. That's crazy, though, to think about that. What's crazy about that question is it could fucking happen, bro.
Oh, it could definitely happen. That could happen.
Yeah.
You really that was a question from left field, but it could happen. It could happen. I think it has happened to probably someone we know too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't have an answer for that question. I'm glad I asked you and you didn't ask me, because
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been
one.
able to answer it.
Yeah.
It is a hard question. I just wanted to throw something hard your way.
That was definitely a hard question.
Yeah.
I met someone at George's Cigar Lounge opening last week, young kid. He has cancer, and he was in a boot. So I kind of like jokingly was like, yo, did you like fight a bear and like hurt your foot? And he was like, no, I got cancer in his leg, and it's spreading to his entire body. Shit. And it was kind of a crazy encounter, because I was obviously like, fuck, I was a dick when I came up to this guy. But he was saying how going to church, like, having faith, like all these things helped him achieve acceptance. And now he's surrounded himself with amazing friends and people that care about him and love him. And he doesn't know how much time he has left, but like he had a fat smile on his face the whole time we were having a conversation, and it was really inspiring, bro. Like, but it can happen to anybody. Like we're not safe, you know.
No one's safe.
No one's safe.
No one's safe. And yeah, that's kind of what like also keeps me happy too. Is like, yo, your time is so short here, so why even dwell and be negative and be like mad? Like I try not to get angry anymore.
Yeah.
Even though I get angry, you can't. But I try not to, just because it's not even worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it anymore. Like for me, and I hope people can listen to this and when you're just angry at someone or just realize it's not worth it, man. Like
100%.
Yeah.
I think we could wrap this topic, but yeah, just being grateful I think is so important, and also like sitting with your emotions. Like if you're feeling upset, you're feeling angry, you're feeling tired, you're feeling sad, like whatever the emotion is, like realizing that that's not who you are. That's just a temporary feeling in your body it's an emotional response to something. And so I think what I've been doing is when I feel angry or feel sad, I'll sit with it. I'll close the fucking door in my room and I'll sit there and I'll like experience it and like embrace it and feel it. And then what's the word?
It will pass.
It'll pass. And then you feel better again, right? Versus trying to like use drugs or alcohol or...
Yeah, that's not the move, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely not the move.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I did. I went sober. So I've been
sober
for almost a month now, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you, yeah. And that's been a big like reason for why I feel so clear.
That's good. Do you some people can handle it. Do you feel like it's temporary, or do you want to like maintain this forever?
Forever.
You want to maintain it forever?
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever drink again.
Wow. That's I really hope that you stick to it if it's good. I personally, I will say I think it's great. I would love to go sober. I occasionally like to have a drink.
For sure.
With my meal and stuff like that.
Nothing wrong with it.
But yeah. But man, I would love to do it because I think it's I would love to have just no mind altering substances. Like I don't even vape anymore. I don't even use
I know
nicotine.
usually you're hitting the fume.
Yeah, I don't even do that anymore. I still kind of want to. I still like it's tough, but I try not to because I feel like I'm dumber when I do that. Even though it's just a vape, I feel like it gives me like a slight headache that I like crave. It's fucking weird.
Yeah,
it's so weird. It's not even a positive feeling. But total tangent. I don't know.
We all have our vices. I mean, I still use nicotine pouches. Like,
oh, so do you consider that sober too? Because it is mind altering.
No, I'm not fully sober. I smoked weed a couple times the last couple days. Smoked a cigar, nicotine pouch, caffeine. So I'm still doing things, but the alcohol was what was causing me the weight gain.
I think alcohol is people don't realize that it's a fucking drug. Like
it's bad.
It can fuck you up just as bad as anything else.
It's really bad.
I've seen people fucked up off alcohol, just alcohol.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Tell me.
There's this book, The 48 Laws of Power.
Mm-hmm.
And this person was like, avoid these types of people at all costs. It's the person that constantly victimizes themselves, that is constantly like, I'm a victim, everything bad always happens to me. And the reason is because it's going to rub off on you. Yeah. Do you know anyone currently in your life that feels like they're always playing the victim?
100%.
You do? Do you try to stay away from that person?
You know what's funny though is it's not funny, but the question that comes to my mind is what happens when that person is the closest person in your life, your mother or your father, your sister.
Oh, wow.
You know, like how are you supposed to navigate that? Do you cut them off completely?
Whoa, yeah,
and
that's
so
tough.
Yeah, there's some people that are like that in my world that are very close to me that have that mentality where it's very negative and they feel like the world is out to get them and all that shit, and it does rub off on you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And so what has helped me is setting boundaries. So like visiting them for a couple hours and then getting out of there. You know, but spending quality time in that moment. Yeah. But I think as I've gotten older, I've realized, bro, like we have to live our life. Yeah. You know, like you can't just be there for other people all the time. Like you have to live your life. Yeah. And if you want to be a positive person, you want to feel that way and feel good all the time or most of the time, you have to cut those people out to a degree or fully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it said in the 48 Laws of Power was like, that cancer will grow.
Yeah.
So.
And then you'll start being that person for other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? I feel like that book is all about manipulation.
It is manipulation, and it's banned in prisons too.
Is it really?
Yeah, because that book, it's dangerous in the wrong hand, in certain hands. Yeah,
I read it. I read it front to back twice actually. That book is like, it teaches you how to control people, especially if you're a business person. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah,
because it teaches you how to control situations. The power of listening, I think, was the biggest thing that I got from that book. Solid.
So one of the things I'm trying to do to better myself is read one book a month.
Nice.
So yeah, and this is obvious. I've read the preface to this book I think like 100 times. I just never gotten into it. But How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Great book.
Yeah, and I'm trying to read it, and I notice a lot of these characteristics that like you actually have display a lot, and when I see how you deal with people.
Thank you.
One of the first things it's early on in the book is like not to criticize.
Yeah. Observe but never judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I realized in my life I was that little kid growing up that was like, fuck, we lost the game because of you. But I realized that like even though you're in a position of leadership and power, that you've always done a really good job of not criticizing people. And have you always been like that, or did you read that book and you're like, oh, I need to implement that?
Yeah, definitely the books, bro.
The books?
Yeah, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's what's up.
Books have a certain way of truly like ingraining values and qualities in a person. Because when you're reading, bro, you think about it, like someone on the other end, they're subconscious, powerful people, by the way, people that have done things in life and accomplished things. They've put them into this writing, so it's come straight from their heart onto this paper. So when you're reading it in solitude or in alone, and you're just gathering all this information, you're adopting it, bro. Like you become that book. And so I think, yeah, like reading that book, especially Power of Now, 48 Laws of Power, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, all these books have definitely taught me to be a certain way and act a certain way. But it's not acting, it's how I am now. But
you have to practice and like
you have to
implement
practice
too. Yeah, you have to actually like put into action what you're reading, which can be hard.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know, man. I'm growing to love books. Is there any book right now that you're looking forward to reading or want to read?
I'm deep in Power of Now right now, to be honest. I don't know what my next one's going to be. I've heard The 4 Agreements, I think is good.
Dude, you can read that book in one day.
It's quick, right?
It's like big font, 90 pages. You can read it in one day.
Yeah.
I read it in rehab. It was great.
There we go.
But
what's been your favorite thing about How to Win Friends and Influence People? Like, what have you gathered?
Bro, I'm so early on. Okay. But it's cool because I don't know. I guess what I'm reading is there's a part. What I like about reading the book is that I'm reading the book from the book, and I notice that I've already implemented some of the stuff that the book is talking about into my life. And I don't know if I learned it from therapy or somewhere else, but I've already implemented a lot of these things, and it just makes me feel good when I I'm like, oh, I'm already doing that. And then it just confirms like, oh, you're on the right path. You're doing the right things. And so I guess that's my most enjoyable part of the book, but I'm still early on.
Yeah.
But a book that I really want to get into is I want to learn how to be a better salesman, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like being a better salesman is literally just, it's listening, right? It's like obtaining the information that the other person's saying and truly being present and like absorbing it and then chiming in with like, whatever you want to sell them. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we got to wrap it. That was a short pod for you guys, but I hope you guys gathered some fun knowledge and that you guys can use. And we have a guest next week.
Who is it? Oh, we can't. Don't say it. Don't say it. Why? I don't know why.
We can say it. No one's listening this far. It's like 40 minutes. All right. We got Noah Naiman.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, CEO and founder of Rumble Boxing. Sold it to Exponential for $300 million, I think.
Yeah, they were. I actually looked into it. They were valued at 500 million, but sold for 300 million.
Yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge, and he's a ball of energy. So we're gonna come in here fucking tweaking, bouncing off the walls.
That's what's up. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's gonna be a good pod.
For sure. And congratulations, Christian, on your first Rolex.
Finally.
Damn, no one's happy. No one's happy for you. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe, leave a review. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the 100th episode of the Divij podcast. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.